man.
You are a horrible fake laugher. You should
fake
be
laugh
embarrassed
before?
at how bad you are at fake laughing.
That was bad. I don't think I'm bad in general.
At fake laughing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You're horrible. What's your fake laugh? Let's see it.
Hold on a sec. Let me get into it real quick.
So I says, that is my baby.
That's a good one, man. I like that joke.
You weren't even confident about that.
That wasn't funny,
You didn't
though.
even believe. Right. You didn't.
Let's get dumb and have some fun. Let's get dumb and have some fun. Let's get dumb and have some fun. Get dumb and have some fun.
Welcome to Let's Get Dumb, the podcast where I, comedian Joe Kilgallon, and comedian Jonah Jurkens like to ask dumb questions, tell dumb stories, make dumb lists, and just have a dumb old time with you. Austin, how you doing? Producer Austin, how are you?
The fuck?
You see what I did there?
What in the world?
I changed it up.
I'm so used to me being asked
I
first.
know. I decided to throw a fucking curveball
Right.
because it's baseball season.
It's baseball season, baby.
We're doing top 5 Major League Baseball logos. So that's gonna be a fun one. But you know, we got to start with gratitude, of course. We have to thank the listeners, anyone who subscribes to the YouTube channel. Thank you. Follows us on Instagram or TikTok. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching all this good shit. Were you making fun of me with the fingers?
No, I had an itch, and I had an itch, and then I was looking at what I was itching to see if there's a rash or something there.
Okay, very good, very good. Austin, how are you though?
Jesus,
That's our
Joe, you're
producer,
very.
Austin.
Whoa, is that how you live your life?
What do you mean?
You just thinking everyone's mocking you or making fun of you?
At the corner of my eye, it looked like you were doing something to make fun
I don't
of me.
know if the camera got it, but Jonah did a womanly like. Oh, did I fire him on that? Can you do it, Joe? Can you show him what he did?
You do like one of these?
Yeah, he did like a womanly. He did that hand motion. Looked at his nails. I also thought you were mocking him.
See,
But Joe wasn't doing that. But you weren't looking at your nails like
but
that.
He thought you were mocking me.
Yeah,
as
because
well.
Okay.
it was so like prissy woman like that. I thought you were kidding, but apparently you weren't.
Oh.
So you just do that.
Are you calling me a prissy woman?
I mean, in my head, but never out loud like that.
Well, I think Jonah's a prissy woman who just does that now.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
This is manly. This is the prissy way. Everybody knows that.
I'm sorry.
Everybody knows that.
What is the manly way to check your nails?
It's this way.
Like that?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just go like this.
Because that was back during gay panic jokes when it was just like, yo, hey, how do you check your nails? And then if some guy was like this, I was like, dude, you gay. Like that was like the.
Dude, this generation does not realize how homophobic and whatever our generation
It was just
It's crazy.
anything to just call you gay. It was
Anything.
crazy, but it was never like. It didn't feel like I'm. You know what I mean? It didn't feel
Didn't feel
hateful.
hateful,
Towards
yeah.
gays. It's just like I just want my friend to feel bad because I'm calling him gay. That seems bad
yeah,
too.
it was all together like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Because I remember when people first started being told, don't say that shit, they were like, well, I don't mean this. And it's like, yeah, but still. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, it's kind of like people who overhear that can't
Yeah,
decipher that.
there's like an old Nick Swartzen joke from about that time, and then they're like, I think the joke is like, yeah, I know I'm not supposed to say gay, but like, how else can I explain a fanny pack?
Yeah.
It's like,
funny.
you know, what I mean,
a
it's a
bit.
classic joke, but it's coming back a little bit.
No, people are starting to say it a little bit more.
Yeah,
People are bringing
How do you
back
feel
the
about
R
that?
word.
Yeah,
I honestly, I'm going to get flack for this. I think it's easy and lazy, although sometimes it could hit me as funny
yeah,
if it's used well and right.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's always like,
The R word I'm not cool with.
really?
Yeah, you know, and I used to say it in joke. I had a joke where I said both those words.
Yeah,
And, you know, just someone had pointed out to me, like, you know, there might be parents in the crowd that have a child that gets ridiculed for that.
Yeah.
And this is their night out.
Okay.
And they spent a bunch of money to get a sitter, maybe, you know, pay for parking, blah, 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 to see your show. And you're doing shit like that.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, and it's lazy. It's easy.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. Like a lot of comedians have to understand. Comedians have some comedians, good ones like the challenge, but there are mediocre ones who are just like, it's getting a laugh. I'm like, yeah, but it's fucking lazy though.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a cheap laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Be better.
Be better.
Be better.
But like off stage, it's pretty funny.
Off stage in a group chat.
Oh, it's
all
great.
day
It's great.
long.
I mean, like all day long. Let's do
All
that.
day. So much fun.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
not on stage. God, Joe, no. Let's grow up. We're gonna do it with our friends until I'm 57.
We're adults.
Yeah, all right.
Did I mention how much I love these THC drinks last week?
I don't think you did.
I did not, Austin.
A little bit.
All right, everyone. I'm, as of today, 35 days sober.
Congrats.
This is the long. Thank you very much. Thank you. When I hit day 25, it was the longest stretch since I started drinking, like in 8th grade or in high school. Definitely in high school. Probably not 8th grade. I'm talking about high school. So I feel good. Feel good. Yeah. And I've been drinking these THC drinks, and you have one from a company called Brez, I guess. I'm loving a lot of these. The problem is the flavoring is a gamble a lot on a lot of them. This one is a microdose cannabis and mushrooms in a can.
I think it's the mushroom just getting you on that one. The taste
is probably the mushrooms.
Right.
Because I haven't had too many of the ones with mushrooms in them. But I highly recommend these. I want us to be a sponsor of one of these. This is the next big thing. You know how you were late to the game? You wanted to buy stock in Celsius?
Don't remind me.
Yeah, sorry, man. I didn't mean to.
God damn it.
Well,
God
buying stock
damn
in
it.
anything right now is a risk. But like, I would like to buy stock in these THC drinks. I'm going to look up one.
Okay.
We are not
I need
sponsored.
some
Also,
money.
we have to say that.
We are not sponsored.
YouTube legally, we have to say we're
Legally,
not
we are not sponsored. YouTube. I'm saying I would like
But-
us to be.
But you're really selling it though, Joe. I like it.
Well, I want because these have been life changing for me. These THC drinks, because you get a nice high. You know, you have a few and you're like, oh, I'm actually pretty high right now.
Yeah.
But it's like a euphoric feeling.
It's the fake high though.
What do you mean? It's not fake. It's real.
Those are the what are those called? THC 9s or whatever. The deltas.
Oh yeah, but I haven't drank any of the deltas.
Yes, you are. That's all you're drinking in those. They can't sell those with regular THC in it. So they're all the drinks that you're drinking. At least here in Chicago, those are all Delta.
Are you sure?
I'm almost 100% positive because you have to have a different license. So like when you see like a normal business selling it, it's Delta.
I've just been the ones I buy from liquor store though. I'm reading the thing. It doesn't say Delta.
I think I'm right. I could be wrong.
Well, whatever it is, I'm
doesn't
getting
matter.
high. I don't care. I don't care
Yeah.
how I'm getting high. I'm getting high.
It's just synthetic.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Is that bad?
I mean, it's not organic.
Who gives a fuck?
I mean, people that don't say they use the art word do.
I don't care if it's organic or not. Alcohol's probably not organic. The whiskey you're drinking probably isn't organic.
No, I mean, it's from the earth.
Fair enough. So are chemicals. So are chemicals.
Yeah, I always thought that too. Right? I'm like,
Right.
everything's kind of from the earth in a way or in somewhat, right?
Well, these aren't space chemicals we're using, you know, or maybe.
Well, there probably is. I mean, since Roswell, technology in America has really just blown up, and a lot of people don't know where it came from. I think it came from up above.
I still don't get what's harder to wrap your head around the fact that we could have all of like our songs, all of our music on something as small as like a little phone, or a record spinning and music coming out of it.
Next question.
No, you think those are so insane? But come on, man.
It's honestly,
every time I see a vinyl record,
it's the record. I mean, the record spinning and music coming out of it is pretty impressive. But for the fact that it's a technology that has lasted through time and still sounds incredible, it all just grew. My thing is, how did somebody figure that out? That grooves in a record. It's the same thing when someone somebody made chocolate chip cookies. How did you make that? You know how many different things you have to put perfectly together that make a fucking cookie? It is insane how hard baking is, and that someone 300 years ago was just like, what if I mix this shit together and put it in this hot area for a while? How do you just stumble across that?
How do you stumble across milking a cow?
See, that makes more sense. I guess it's jerking off cows.
They have a penis.
Huh?
Well, they're bulls. The bulls have a penis.
Yeah, but they're like little nipples. I get that. I get the idea of being like, I want to squeeze those things.
They're long
right?
nips.
But yeah, you can tell where someone wants to be like, I want to squeeze that.
By the way,
You know what I mean?
did you just say how did they figure out milking a cow?
Yeah.
Okay, well the cow had birth and then the babies came up and started sucking on its tits. And that's where the milk came from. So some guy was like, I could probably just start squeezing those things, and the milk comes out, and then I'll sell the milk.
Well, how do they figure out like, if I want to eat this meat, I got to cook it?
Trial and error.
But like, what made him be like,
man.
yeah, what made him be
Natural
like?
selection. Some guy probably ate a raw dead animal and croaked over, and people were like, "That's probably pretty gross."
You think it's kind of like Yellow Jackets when they
Let's
first ate
burn.
that guy, where it just kind of happened by accident, and they looked yummy and they ate it?
They ate a guy in Yellow Jackets?
Oh, we haven't seen. I thought you said you've seen
I
Yellow
told you,
Jackets.
I just started watching it, like 2 episodes
Joe.
in, man.
Oh, Joe. Spoiler
They
alert.
knocked the one dead
spoiler alert.
out of a tree.
Hey, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I
Get it.
Spoiler alert.
Because it's a spoil, right?
Oh,
Because you're saying it's like spoiled meat?
Yeah.
I thought that's what you were doing.
yeah.
I said spoiler alert after
Oh,
the
that
fact.
fake
All right,
weed's
well,
hitting you hard.
Yeah. I had more points about this weed drink and how fucking life-changing it's been for me. But now I can't remember.
You went on the record thing.
Well, the record is
Guess what?
insane,
In your
man.
brain, that record's skipping right now, brother.
It is. We should have a top 5. Like, how the hell they do that? Like inventions list
Yeah.
or something. Because I still like, someone went into a recording studio, recorded the music. That I could kind of understand because they recorded like on a tape. And then they're able to transfer that to a record that they print and pressed a million times.
The record was first, I believe, wasn't it? Before tape?
I guess. I don't know.
Before reel to reel?
Reel to reel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reel to reel had to be first, right?
I don't know. Austin, do you know this?
No, they used to like tape. Yeah, I guess they would do it on like sound stages and stuff
Mm-hmm.
and record like they used to do for movies. And then they would just, I don't know how they figured out how to press a certain material with the
Yeah.
bumps and grooves to make the song.
Yeah,
That's
or-
what I don't know.
or-
But before they used to just do the radio and just,
How did you make like what's film made out of? A silhouette? Not silhouette. You know what I'm talking about?
Cellophane or
Cellophane,
Teflon?
Sure. Yeah, but it's like, how did you figure that out? That
Yeah.
light, that for some reason light sticks to this in that way where it looks like a person.
yeah, if you move it fast enough, it will stop motion it or whatever.
Yeah. That I get. See, that I understand. Or that someone was probably just had a bunch of pictures and was like flipping through and like, oh my
Yeah.
God, look at that. Look what I just did. Isn't that amazing? And then like, that's the thing. It's just like, I don't know. Cooking to me is crazy that people figured that shit out.
Yeah.
Right?
The car also is crazy.
What's that?
The car.
The car is insane.
Well, and practicality, they're like, yeah, how do we get these fucking horses off? Like, I
Right.
don't want to keep replacing my dead horse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, we'll make this move. But the idea of an engine
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's all crazy.
Yeah, you guys should just have a podcast where you both get high as fuck and talk about that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Well, that's why I kind of wish, I do kind of wish, I wish that the internet really did look like what they thought the internet looked like in the 90s. Do you know what I mean? Like if it like literally looked like a digital highway.
It did, yeah.
That'd be sweet. Because I still picture it as that when people are talking about the highway. I'm always like, so then I'm like, oh, I have to go to this website. And I just look at it as like, I have to turn left on this street and then I have to take it right on this digital street, which is pretty cool. And that also plays in the fact that the new Tron trailer came out. Who's excited? Jonah's excited.
I haven't seen the other one.
Yeah. Yeah. We can stop reading that, Joe. You're podcasting right now. We
I'm
can.
listening. I was going to ask you this question. I am totally listening. 2.5 milligram THC, 5 milligrams CBD, and then lion's mane. What the fuck is lion's mane?
It is like a
It's the part of the lion that has all the fur in one spot.
yeah.
Yeah, I know what a lion's mane is, but how are they getting that into some sort of healthy thing for you?
It is like a it's not a tea, but it's like it's a supplement of some sort.
Good to
Pretty sure
know.
it's a
So it's from the
plant.
earth,
Yeah,
and
I'm
that
pretty
kind
sure
of
it's a
and then
plant.
lion's mane it kind of calms you out, chills you out.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
that sounds like something right up Joseph's alley.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot.
Like it's in a lot of those like relaxation because like what's really big now too is like the non-alcoholic like drinks in the cans, and then those are all like chill you out because they're nootropics, so they're supposed to kind of like just make it nice and easy. It helps my anxiety. Those help with my anxiety a lot.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because these don't, because the THC fucks with it. But the other ones are kind of the opposite. So it has like a lot of that. Like I'm gonna say it wrong, but L-theanine, which is like also like really chills you out. Lemon balm. These are all really good things that you can take to kind of even you out.
See?
Yeah, look at you.
Look at I'm
Look at that.
learning.
Look at that.
And
You're learning a lot.
also, these are more examples of why we need to get a little advertisement with these companies, and they send me crates of it, and I get to have it.
Right.
So then I have to go to the liquor store and buy this stuff.
Right.
See?
Yeah.
Help us with that goal, listeners. I'm going to throw you a fun question, then we're going to get into our top 5 list.
Okay.
This is a fun question. If you could retire, you could have 2 answers. In any American city and any world city, what cities are you choosing?
To retire in?
Yes.
Good question, Joe. I think
Thank
that's
you.
because I'm going to follow up with a question that I think we might have asked each other in this one, which is similar to that. But retire, I would retire. I'd stay in like the city. I think I'd stay in Chicago.
Besides Chicago, come on, man.
New
It's
York,
the point
probably?
of it. New York?
Yeah, it would.
Nice.
I
So
hate
you
LA.
want-
I want
you
to
like
stay
a
in the city.
You like a city.
I don't like to be too high up. I definitely would want to get like a penthouse in kind of like a smaller building, if I would. Yeah, but not like the 50th because it scares me up there.
So you want to? What's
People
the
are
highest
just like,
floor?
huh?
What's the highest floor?
Like
you go to?
6. Like
6
my
is
girlfriend
low.
was on 19. I can't fucking go out there. Like when we first started dating, she was like, "Hey, let's eat outside. It'd be nice." And I'm like, "Not for me." So then I went out there and I was freaking the fuck out. And then I was like, "I'll put a fucking string on a can if you want to talk like this." But like I'm going inside. I can't.
She's got like a 19th floor balcony.
Yeah, that's scary. I was on the 16th floor and I could kind of do that, but not now. For some
I was
reason,
on like a 12th once or
that freak you out.
14th. Yeah, a little bit. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we stayed at the Satai in Miami, and this guy that used to date one of my girlfriend's friends, whatever, he's like this super fucking billionaire guy, and he owns like the top 3 floors. So we got to use the 2nd floor, and there was a pool on it, but it was like I think 20 floors up or something. But it was like just a completely open space with the pool, and that was not fun for me because it's just like, oh, thank God they didn't have like the infinity pool. Did you ever see fucking The Devil's Advocate?
With Charlize Theron?
Yeah. There's
She
a
gets
scene when they're
naked
on
in
top.
that, right?
She does. That's when she was showing her boobs a lot. Right. That's when I got it. That's when I found out I had a crush on that movie. That's the hottest she's
It's
ever
amazing
was.
when you see a woman's boobs a lot, you develop a crush on
No,
them.
just her face, man. She's so gorgeous in that movie.
Oh, she's beautiful.
in that movie, right? But they have like I think they have this like rooftop area that first off doesn't have a fucking like a railing to not fall off, and there's like a pool. It's just why would you want that?
I know. I don't like those kind of heights. I don't like those kind of risks.
What's your answer on
Some
that?
safety. All right. What American city would I like to retire in? I think I'm gonna go New Orleans. Nolans.
Really?
New Orleans. Yeah, dude. I love the food down there. I love it's a little dirty.
But you don't like ghosts.
I don't hate ghosts.
That's all it is down there.
Ghost neutral.
Oh, ghosts.
Yeah, I don't know. I've only been there once in my life, but I had such a blast.
Okay.
So I think New Orleans might be. I mean, the food is so good, dude.
Mhm.
And then like the fact that people could drink in the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a relaxed atmosphere, live music all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Seems fun to me. New York City's up there for me too.
Yeah.
Um,
So I'd still
San Diego.
San Diego's a beautiful city.
Love San Diego.
But you're a coastal person? I don't see you being a coastal
But
person.
for retirement,
your skin can't handle that, Joe. You're a
I
redhead.
like the beach at night.
Okay. Okay.
I like
Is
the
that when
beach
all
at
your
night.
redheads come out?
We all come out at night.
When you
We only come out
when you
at
all come out,
night.
is it so pale that it just looks like sunlight out there?
We group together on the beach.
Okay.
Right at a point where the moon hits us, and then it's bright, and then people start playing volleyball again because they could see.
Right, and that's how your ancestors get born again. What?
Yeah, it's a
Right,
Celtic
sure.
tradition.
Is it?
The Druids.
Okay.
Druids.
Okay.
Yeah, pagans.
That's how y'all change. That's how you change bodies, like vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Good movie reference.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one a lot. What world city would you retire in if you could retire in any world city?
I want to say Sydney. I love Sydney just because it's beautiful and everybody speaks English, which I need. I'm very dumb. But I would, I love Mexico City. That's a very huge, great town. You're going to hate this, but I love like Positano, Italy. That's like gorgeous, right? You'd hate that because you hate the people there in Italy, which is crazy.
That's not crazy. You said you didn't like them either.
Right. I wouldn't go to Ireland because that's where all the R words are.
I was waiting for that to come up. I was waiting for that to come up.
How dare you judge a place you've never been to?
I was.
They have their own word also. You can just call them mix.
Yeah, it's
You don't have to
true.
bring an American word over.
No. They're not mixed to the R words. You know that. I'm looking right in your eyes, Joe. What's going on? I really liked though. I really liked.
Can you have one answer? God damn,
Poto.
you're just listening everywhere you've been.
I know. You're just listening to all the
Well, because I'm figuring out in my head because I'm not really a bit. You know, I'm a
By the
USA
way,
guy.
If I would have pulled this shit, he would have cut me off and
Hey.
started yelling at me halfway.
I'm a
into it.
USA guy.
All right, well, yeah, but you also
Hey.
you travel around the world, so
That's why I'm trying to go through all the places, and I'm you know what I'm really doing? I am pausing because I'm trying to figure out the city that I stayed in that I can't remember, but I do
Porto.
love it. Before that, where did I go? Before that, I went to Spain, and where was I in Spain? What's the big city in Spain? God damn it,
Madrid.
Madrid or Barcelona.
Barcelona. I stay in Barcelona. Barcelona's gorgeous.
That's where you'd retire.
Yeah, that's where I
Nice.
retire. But the problem is that I couldn't tell people where it lives because I can't remember what the name is.
Yeah. If I were to choose any world city to retire in, I think I'm going to go with Edinburgh, Scotland.
Yeah.
You
No
thought I'd
shit.
say Ireland. You thought I'd say Ireland. I bet you
Yeah.
guys thought I'd go with Ireland. I did love Ireland. I do love Ireland. I got to go back again. But man,
It's so wet.
Edinburgh was great. I like wet. I
know
like
you do.
rain.
Yeah. Do you really?
Fuck yeah, I love the rain, man. Think about it. It's like perfect nap weather.
Yeah. You're like, I just want it to rain while I listen to Oasis all day long.
Hell yeah.
That's your retirement?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Your retirement is having to bundle up to go outside.
Perfect.
Right.
If they really bundle up, it never gets. It doesn't get as cold as Chicago.
Right.
Chicago's colder than Scotland and Ireland.
Well, would you rather be cold in snow or cold in rain?
Rain.
Really?
Yeah, because you don't have to shovel rain.
This is why your people are R words. I'll tell you that.
You gotta be very careful.
I'm kidding. I don't really mean
our
that.
listeners.
You know I don't mean
I
it.
didn't-
I'm
I didn't call-
Irish.
I didn't call Italy's our word.
I'm Irish. I can call my own people that.
You're an American
You're
boy.
very German.
I'm insanely German, but I'm a little Irish.
Your
Like,
last
I'm
name
just
is so German. It's
like a
very
little Irish.
Nazi.
Like a little Irish. But really, you'd rather?
I mean, I'm trying to think of a world city I've been to. I can't say ones I haven't been to.
Okay.
I mean, Australia looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Be cool to Sydney or Melbourne or whatever. Melbourne.
Yeah.
Parts of Spain look incredible to me, but I haven't been there. I have to go with what I've been to.
Okay.
That's part of the fun of the question.
Okay. Well, not because you only been to like 3 places in your life.
I've
So
been to
you're like,
4 countries.
you're like, I'll retire in Portage Park, Chicago. And then,
That sounds great.
yeah, right. And then I'm gonna retire in Cancun, Mexico, because I went there when I was 18.
That's cool.
I did not go to Cancun when I was 18.
Did you ever do any spring breaks?
No, and I've never been
Really?
to Mexico.
You never been to Mexico?
Senior year of high school, I went to Disney World for spring spring break.
Did you do the Pleasure Island?
No,
Oh,
I went with family.
okay.
wasn't
You've
like
never done
friends.
spring break?
Yeah,
Whoa, we should change that. Isn't spring break right now?
it was 2 weeks ago.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should take you on spring break next year.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Joe and Jonah go on spring break.
Yeah, is there spring break for people our age?
Yeah. It's called Sandals. That's where we go.
Jamaica.
Yeah, it was all over the place, brother. You can
Yeah,
go.
man. The Sandals resorts everywhere. It's like the White Lotus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I've been to Canada, Ireland, Scotland, and the United States.
Okay.
I almost went to Colombia. Told you guys that on the podcast when we did the countries thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit more countries though.
Yeah.
As I could see my 40, maybe mid 40s, 50s, going to a lot of places.
Yeah. Travel.
I don't want to be like too old though.
Yeah.
I'll still travel at that age,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna take care of myself. So I'm gonna be like a good looking 60-year-old.
Yeah.
That's my plan.
Yeah.
20 years from now, I'll still be hot. Don't forget it. Don't you fuckers forget it.
Right.
Hey, Austin, don't forget that
Okay.
shit.
Well,
okay?
we need
I
to
show up every goddamn day.
Okay.
Clocking
Well-
in. Know it.
we need to focus on your face regimen.
I've been doing one.
Using one moisturizer a day is not that. Come on, Joe.
No,
Let's
I do. I wash my face at night.
not in the
with
mornings.
with the lotion.
Uh-huh.
Not in the morning. No, you don't
Okay.
need to in the morning.
Okay.
But I do a sunscreen in the morning.
That's good. Smart.
Yeah,
Good for you. Great.
that's all I do. Just those two things.
We got to work on that, Joe.
Really,
Yeah, you're at the age now. You got to start working on it now.
dude? I did wake up this morning and I had like these bags under my eyes. Where I'm like, oh my god, am I 48? Why do I look so fucking crazy? And then I
Right,
got out of the
yeah.
shower and then I look good again.
Oh, we'll get you some. We'll get you some like under eye masks.
I want to get like a cold pack.
Yeah.
Those are good for you.
Yeah, you
right?
should do like a face plunge in the mornings. That's good.
You just
Like ice
cold
face.
ice water and just dip your
Yeah.
face in
Wake
it.
it up, bud.
All right, I'm into that. I
Okay.
like that.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you excited about
It'll work on
baseball
your
season?
water intake too.
I drink a lot of water.
Do you?
Yeah, I've been drinking
Okay.
way more since I stopped drinking alcohol.
Don't you feel better?
No, I have to pee all the time. It's annoying.
Yeah,
feel
it is.
annoyed.
You know, it is annoying, especially on the podcast, which you haven't done for a while.
I
Proud of
know
you.
that's the clip that's coming out or came out today.
Uh-huh.
Forgot I posted it today.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like, you know, you and I are living in Wrigleyville right now, and opening day just happened.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go. You didn't go. It's your first time, correct?
No, I've gone to opening day like 10 times. I don't go every year.
Oh, really?
It's not an annual thing for me.
I figured
no.
that would have been an important thing for you.
It was for a stretch. Like I'd go a few years in a row. I just can't because my kids get out of school at the time they're playing, so it's like I have to arrange someone to pick them up. So it's a whole thing. So I didn't go.
Yeah. When's the age where you can start taking them out of school to go?
Not yet. Maybe a couple years from now.
Did your dad do that with you?
No, my dad thought opening day was overrated because it was the coldest day of the year.
Okay.
He's like, it's a freezing game. You could wait a week and get tickets for half the price, and sometimes the weather breaks.
Yeah.
Which is true. I remember one time going to the second game of the season. The opening day was 43 degrees. The second game was 68 degrees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the second game was half full,
Yeah.
and it was awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, opening day is cool. It's a sign that good weather's on the horizon. So then you get live baseball, and baseball is such a fun sport if you're into it because it's every day.
Yeah.
So every day there's something new, something different to talk about. And for a city like Chicago that's cold as hell and dark and void of sun for 3 or 4 months, even if you don't like baseball, something about baseball season being back is just it ushers in great weather.
Yeah.
That's why when people say fall is their favorite season, I go, look, I like fall, but it can't be my favorite season because what comes after fall is winter.
Right.
So I love summer.
Yeah.
You know, summer's my favorite, and then spring's number 2, fall's 3, winter's 4.
Okay.
You know, although I
Interesting.
love December because I like Christmas season.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's fun. Yeah, it's good. In Wisconsin, it was a huge thing when opening day would go out, and almost all the kids were in school, like because all the dads would take their kids out, and that was what sucked by not having a dad is I never got a chance to do that. So I never went to opening day. I don't think I ever went to opening day until after I graduated high school. Why was everybody
sorry.
laughing? Did I just say something
We're not
fucked up?
laughing. You said you didn't have a dad, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure you had one.
He wasn't around. I
He
didn't
was
have a
around,
dad.
though.
Yeah.
You didn't see your dad growing up?
No, thank God.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I said thank God.
Oh, thank God. No,
yeah,
good,
no,
good
thank
thing.
God. That'd be insane. I'd be a horrible
You
person.
didn't see him on weekends here or there?
God, no. That'd be the worst ever. Are you serious?
Real quick, not to get personal. Let's say, we'll pick throw a random age, Austin.
14.
14. I was thinking 14 myself. So when you were 14 years old, how many times did you see your dad?
That was when he was out of jail. So I would see him like a little bit. I think he was living in Albuquerque at the time. So I would visit and say hi.
Twice that year you saw him?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
2 or 3 times a year, I think. Something like that.
Forgot he was in jail.
Yeah. So I had a lot of
Good
collect
chunk.
calls with him, which is
Yeah.
true.
A lot of click calls. Did you do the thing where it's like he just said, please accept this collect call?
No.
we have young viewers and they might not know the collect call was a thing where you'd call 1-800-COLLECT and then dial a number. And then the person would answer and it says, do you accept this collect call from? And then you'd say your name.
Yeah.
But a lot of people would get around it by just giving information out.
Yeah.
You know,
There's that old.
Pick me up at 6. And, you know.
It was that 1-800-COLLECT commercial or Geico or whatever. When the guy calls like 1-800 and he goes, Bob, it's a baby boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what he announces.
But no,
Those
so
people
my
were so
dad,
cheap
we
back
ran
then.
away from my dad when I was 3 and then raised by my mom and my grandparents. And then my dad saw, he like, you know, became one of them. Started dating somebody that was on the top 10 FBI's most wanted list, I guess. And then, you know, kind of like ran away from things for a while and then had a huge drug problem and then went to jail a bunch. And then he kind of somewhat cleaned up when I was like 15 is when my dad started coming back in my life. And then when I turned in my early 20s is when I would start seeing him on a more regular basis.
Gotcha.
So I only knew him as like, which the best thing is, if you have a fucked up parent, is like, you know, you both have to have a conversation where it's just like, I'm just not going to respect you as a dad, but like I can respect you as a person. Do you know what I mean? So like, and then once he stopped trying to talk to me like he was my dad, and he just was like, hey man, you're just a buddy of mine. Like not like in a shit, not like a gross way, but like then that's when our relationship decided to like go good.
Nice.
Right.
All right. Good stuff.
Right. Cause he tried to give me advice and I'd be like, you just got out of jail. Like, what are you going to, don't tell me what to do. Tell me what you did so I don't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, teach me like, you know, and also like, did you get raped in there? Or did you get R-word in there? I don't know. Like, you know, probably. I guess they used to steal his shoes a lot. Did we talk about that?
No, they were always swiping his shoes.
Well, he's like, he went to La Tuna in Texas and he was like, there wasn't a lot of white guys down there. And then he got bullied a lot and picked on, which is great. It's great when you see your dad and he's walking with some guy and he's holding the guy's pocket.
Fuck off.
No, but that'd be insane, right? That'd
Oh,
be
dude,
crazy.
I thought you saw that.
No. Could you imagine if that's what you found out your dad was like? I mean, anything to like, you know, protect yourself, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't have a lot of good follow-up questions for this.
No. Did you ever see
got
the movie
dark
Shot
and real.
Caller?
No.
Great movie. It's about this guy that I think he gets like in a drunk driving accident, goes to jail for a lot longer than he should because he like accidentally killed the guy and all that. And then it's just about how like prison just like, it's like survival of the fittest and it just like changed him and he like became this like hardened criminal by being in prison and like a murderer and stuff. It's a pretty good movie.
How do you think you'd do in prison?
I'd be a bitch. I'd be so bad. I think I'd have to like really focus on like charm and trying to just get along with everybody. I feel like I'd be the guy that was like, yeah, I can get you that. You know what I mean?
I think you would be too.
I think I'd be good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like if you're like, hey, I need like these cigarettes and a card for my kid, I'd be like, I got you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I can see you having that skill set.
Right.
But
But then you'd be like, this is Mother's Day card. I'm like, listen, you get what you get. And I'd have to say that, like, listen, you just get what you get, all right?
and they say, don't fuck up again.
Mm-hmm.
You go, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Because it's
you flinch a
instead
lot.
of Jonah Jurkens, it's Jonah Jerk Gets. Because I gets. Kind of like Leo Gets. Like, you know what I mean?
I like how everyone in prison just gives out bad nicknames, according to
Yeah.
you.
What would be you?
I
think you think you would be an enforcer, but I don't think you would be.
Here's what I think would happen if I went to prison. I think
you'd be a
would.
snitch to the warden.
No.
I'd be a snitch to the warden for sure, 100%. If I couldn't get a network going, I'd be the snitch for sure.
I think you'd do whatever it takes to survive.
Yeah.
Where I think if I was in prison, I would start a fight the first day.
Right.
I think I'd win.
You think so?
Yeah, man. Because I know a lot of people who are criminals. They weren't the toughest people in the world.
Uh-huh.
They just acted tough.
Right.
I could break them down. But here's where I would go wrong. I would talk too much, and then they would murder me.
Yeah, I think so
You know?
too.
Even though they would be like, hey, he won. We respect the victory. But I'd be running my mouth way too much and be without a filter, and they would gut me in my sleep.
I think you'd be the guy where like his own gang turns on him.
Yeah.
Because they're sick of it. You know what I
Definitely.
mean?
Definitely.
But like they respect him, but eventually lose a little bit, you know, because you got a little too cocky.
Yeah, that'd be my problem.
Yeah. But how long do you think that'd take? 3 years? 4 years?
No, I'm talking like the first week.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm murdered week 1.
you think so?
Oh, definitely.
No, I think you could go through a couple weeks.
And then
for
everyone
sure.
who knows me was like, he was only in for 6 months. He
Right.
couldn't last 6 months without talking shit to everyone.
Yeah. I think I'd be the one that like hangs himself, but everyone's like, he didn't do it himself.
Yeah,
You know what I
no.
mean? Somebody else did.
We all know one day the records of Jurkens Island is going to come out.
I'm taking notes, baby.
Just saying.
A lot of Kilgallons in there.
Fuck your mouth.
Huh?
You heard?
That's why.
Because someone fucked your mouth?
No, because you say stuff like that. That's why you've been a jerk and dial.
All right, dude. All right. In honor of baseball season.
That's your transition?
What the fuck else? It resolved itself. It
Huh?
ended. You ended it. I let you end it. You buttoned it.
Okay, well, let me ask you this question. Since we're talking about places to go, what is other than Wrigley? What's your favorite stadium?
Ooh.
I do want to ask you that.
Great question.
How many have you been to? You don't have to name all
Oh
of them if
man,
you
I've
don't
been
want
to like 15 maybe.
Wow, okay, that's more
10 to
than I thought.
15.
Okay.
Yeah, 10
Right.
15. A few of them have been torn down.
to. Really?
Yeah.
Which one felt the most important? Which one did you like the most?
Dodger Stadium does feel important.
Really?
Although I don't love Dodger fans per se. Some of them, I have a lot of great friends who are Dodgers fans, but the way a lot of them act at the games is disappointing.
You been to Fenway?
I've not been to Fenway.
Okay.
No, Fenway's on the list. I've been to Yankee Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to where the Giants play, which is AT&T Park now. Petco Park where the Padres play. Angel Stadium. Oakland A's aren't at the Coliseum anymore. They're in Sacramento now, so I've been to their old stadium technically. County Stadium or not county. It used to be called County.
Used to be
What's it called now? American Family Insurance or something for
Something
the Brewers?
stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, Comerica where the Detroit Tigers play. I got to say though, I really liked San Francisco's ballpark was really great.
It looks cool as
AT&T,
shit.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
San Diego's is really cool too. But as far as like history goes, you feel it at Wrigley and you feel it at Dodger. Dodger
Okay.
Stadium's the third oldest stadium now. 1962 was built.
Really?
Yeah. Red
Interesting.
Sox 1912, Cubs 1914. Those are the three oldest.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I haven't been to a lot. I think I've been to the Giants Stadium. That was went to the Seattle Mariners Stadium. What is that?
Oh, cool. That's T-Mobile.
Yeah. That was,
No. Is that
that's-
T-Mobile?
I
No,
don't
that
think
might not be
so.
right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Safeco.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. I like that, but I'm pretty sure I went to the Giants one, and that was when I was really young though. But I like that. I remember loving that. If I went there,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just put that memory in my brain or not.
Where the Blue Jays play, the Rogers Center in Toronto, they have hotel rooms that look into the stadium.
Oh,
There's
cool.
a hotel connected to it.
That's
So I
fun.
thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, that's a good one. We are doing, since baseball's back, we're excited about that. We are doing our top 5 baseball logos. Very specific category we're doing today. The Cubs won. Hell yeah. I just got a notification on my phone. That's why I was looking at that. So I've got some fun ones. We decided, though, for the sake of being fair, Jonah is a Milwaukee Brewers fan, as being a Milwaukee boy. Me being a Chicago boy.
You're not wearing a Yankees cap. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a Cubs
There's
fan.
more for looks, honestly.
That's a classic hat.
Yeah.
Good for prison.
Huh?
Good for prison.
Good for prison. Yeah.
Good point. So I am a Cubs fan. So I will not be choosing the Cubs, and Jonah will not be choosing the Brewers. Did you just shake your head at me for burping?
Into the microphone. Yeah.
Where else was I going to burp? I have to talk.
I don't know. Not at the microphone.
This pad is for burps.
It's
That's why
windshield.
That's why these are on. For
Sure.
burps.
Right.
And spit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, burp.
I think it's
into
more
microphone.
it's more that you blew it into it.
I didn't blow it. I just
Yes,
burped.
you did. Replay it right now. Right, put it right here.
Did I go?
Replay it. You said. Anyways, do
But it's my microphone. I mean, you own it, but I talk.
you want
into
that
it.
in your ear when you're listening to your podcast?
I would think it was funny.
Huh?
I would think it was funny.
Sure.
If I'm driving my car and someone burps, I'm going. That was a good one, right?
If
That's how I do it.
you ever laugh at our podcast like that, I'm gonna fucking hit you in the face. That is the most sarcastic laugh I've ever heard in my entire life.
Look, I just tried to do a fake laugh, and that's what came out of me, man.
you are a horrible fake laugher.
It was
Do you think you're a good fake laugher?
No. I mean,
you are horrendous.
Have you seen me?
You should
fake
be
laugh
embarrassed
before?
at how bad you are at fake
That
laughing.
was bad. I don't think I'm bad in general.
At fake laughing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You're horrible.
No.
Yeah, you haven't hosted enough open mics for you to do a good fake laugh. What's your fake laugh? Let's see it.
Hold on a sec. Let me get into it real quick.
Wait, hold
Okay.
on. Jonah's got to tell you something, and then you have to react to it.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Jonah.
So I says, that is my baby.
That's a good one, man. I like that joke.
You weren't even confident about that.
That wasn't funny,
You didn't
though.
even believe. Right. You didn't.
You're
didn't
supposed to say something funny, man.
Huh?
You're supposed to say something
That was
funny.
something funny.
All right. Let's try again.
Okay, fine. How about this one? I don't know how I know this joke, but a grasshopper walks into a bar, goes up onto the stool, and the bartender looks at the grasshopper and he goes, "What are you doing here?" And the grasshopper goes, "Why, you got a problem with it?" He goes, "No, it's just really weird that you're here because I got a drink named after you." And the grasshopper looks at the bartender and goes, "You got a drink named Steve?" That's worse than the last one.
No,
that was
what's-
funnier. That was
Austin,
arguably funnier.
Was that a bad fake laugh?
No, I didn't think it was that bad.
It was so bad. You know why? Because you looked at me and had to process what I said, and then you had to like do a Rolodex of what joke you wanted to do, and then you did it, and you even gave up on your own joke before you even realized what you thought you were laughing at.
No, that's not what I was doing. What I was doing was I was intently listening because I thought, I'm like, is this a real joke? This might be a real joke he's doing.
It is a real joke. I forget.
I know,
it's
but
from
like I was
somewhere.
trying to guess what it was. 'Cause,
Yeah.
You know, when I hear a street joke, I can usually guess the punchline before it comes.
Yeah, you got a drink named Steve?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. Let's see your fake laugh.
Sure.
All right. So, you know, I have, you know, I told him, Austin, you talk to me like that again. Oh,
Yeah.
man. You thought the way I fucked your dad was rough. Wait
Yeah.
till you see how I fuck your mom. All right, yours is better. Yours is better.
That's
I admit
good.
I admit. Jonas
That's
is
good.
better. Jonas is a better fake laugher than me. Fuck. All right.
I'll give you another one.
I got to work on it.
I'll give you another one, right? Okay. So I look at this guy, right? And then I go,
Motherfucker.
that's so bad. It's so forced. You gotta walk away. Okay, that was a little better. You were cute at the end there. Edit. I feel bad for anybody you date.
Why?
No, the first fake laugh he did was a date laugh. I wanted to say that.
It was.
It was like a girl said something kind of offhand, and he went, haha. It was just the intense look he was giving
Yeah.
of like, I love
What's
you.
your fake laugh? Austin, producer?
I do it all the time.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
Is so
Oh,
fucking
just I
show.
know. You just know.
That's what I just did.
Uh-huh.
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 Jonah. Oh, you got such a big wiener. Sorry, I'm used to saying that every week.
See? Great laugh.
You
Great
guys are
fake
all
laugh.
right. Fine. You guys win. You
Right.
guys did good. The first fake laugh I did, though, that was intentionally bad.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was good for the effective things.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny. Yeah, you saw me laugh at it. Straight down camera.
Top 5
Do you ever
ML
fake laugh yourself? We'll go in a
like
second.
fake laugh at myself?
Yeah.
No, why would I?
Do you ever do that on stage?
No.
Okay. That's my favorite. Not to get inside baseball-y, but like when a comic is having a bad set, it's like I think inherently they just want to hear somebody laugh, so then they start kind of laughing at their own jokes a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they kind of slowly back up like a step or two, and then the laugh happens. They're almost like walking like it's like like it's very funny.
Watch a comedian bomb. Oh, we could do a whole episode
It's the
about
best.
that.
I do like when comics laugh at their own jokes though, like
You do?
legitimately. I do. I think when it's genuine, it's
I mean,
enjoyable.
when it's genuine, it's okay, but when it's the whole set, I don't love it.
Yes.
And that's just my own personal opinion. And there are some great comics who fucking sell out theaters and do amazing that laugh at their own jokes.
Chappelle does.
Chappelle does. Yeah. So it's not like, I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. It's just personally, I don't love it. And I always like the idea, not to cut you off, I always like the
Yeah.
idea of where it's like,
Hey Joe, you're not cutting me off.
thanks, my man. I think it looks cooler to fucking be like, yeah, I know this shit's funny.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just cool. It's like more rock to me.
If it's part of the act, I hate it. But if it's like legitimately you thought somebody like this is the part that actually makes them laugh, you know,
Yeah.
or like they're kind of playing with it a little bit and they start laughing more.
Oh, definitely.
I like that. Like I giggle at my own jokes sometimes. And yeah, I never really catch you laughing at your own shit.
Not too often. No.
Right.
It's not funny. I don't find it funny at all.
Yeah. I mean like
And I look at the audience going, you guys are laughing really hard and this stuff is stupid.
right.
And I think I hate that.
And then someone looks over at me and they go, I think he's too high. He thinks everybody's laughing right now.
Mm.
I'm sweet at Delta 9.
Well, I don't get high on stage. So nice try. Nice try, Jonah.
You
Failed
should
yet
get you high
again.
on stage.
Fucking piece of shit. I've actually been high twice on stage.
Huh?
Yeah. And I remember the one time being like, I think I told this joke already. Shit, I told this already. Didn't
Oh,
I didn't.
get that
though.
anxious up
I
there.
didn't.
Okay.
All right. Just to go over the rules again, we're doing top 5 MLB logos, but because I'm a Cubs fan, I'm not going to have the Cubs on my list.
Would you have it on your list?
I think I would. I really
Okay.
do like that logo.
I would have it since I also couldn't choose it. I would have it on the list as well.
Totally.
Yeah. And then, but I was like, I don't know if I'd have Milwaukee's. I do like it that it is an M and a B that looks like a mitt. You didn't know that till just now, did you?
No, I knew that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
on my list. I have it on my top 5.
You can't though.
I can have the Brewers on my top 5.
No, we couldn't have each other's.
we
I
can't
thought.
have each other's.
That's what I thought.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I would have had the Cubs on there, but I don't know. I think the Brewers have been up there, but I don't think it'd be number 1. But when they actually changed to the diamonds. I hated that. I forget exactly. I think it was a diamond, but with bats. Like they look like a baseball diamond.
Yeah, I remember.
Remember, like in the '90s and like early aughts, everyone had to like change their logo, and it was all stupid.
A lot of people did. They had like, there was a new wave of logos that came through around that time, and none of them were that great.
No.
I know it's because baseball had a couple expansion teams with Tampa Bay and the Diamondbacks, and then people were like, "Well, we got to keep going with this shit."
Yeah.
It was too much.
When you were picking your list, are you going with nostalgia? Are you going with the actual look, or like because it's something that's kind of tied to a memory?
A little bit of both is part of that recipe. Because I mean, there's maybe a little bit of both of that, or a little bit of everything you just said. It's part of the recipe. Where I just kind of went with my instinct because there was some that just stick out where you're like, "Fuck yeah, that logo is awesome." You know what I mean?
I think some of them too were like tied to baseball heroes of mine.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah,
that helps.
Yeah,
I've got a connection with all of these teams that I've chosen.
Okay.
All right, let's lead off.
Are we doing 5 to 1, or are we just doing top 5, no in particular order?
Let's do 5 to 1.
Okay. I can go. I'm going to go. I think I want it to be number 1. No. That's different. I'm gonna go. It's a simple one. I just like it because it's badass. The Detroit Tigers.
That's a great number 5.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I like how like rigid it is. It's just like it's badass.
It's the classic D.
Yeah, and you love that D.
That's a D. Like if you're from Detroit, how many? Like that'd be a fun thing to do. Like each city, what's their the most common tattoo in that city?
Yeah.
In Detroit, people have that D.
Well, it's such a good. Yeah, they all get in that D there, brother. Well, it's such. Yeah, you're right. It's like such a what?
I'm just laughing about how I go. They all have that D. And you're like, you're getting that D.
Yeah.
I feel like you will not stop making D jokes.
Huh? If you want it, you get it. I think it's great because it's like a baseball logo that also represents the whole city.
Yes.
Right. I can't think of another logo that's like that.
That's quite like that. No,
Yeah.
That Detroit D is synonymous with Detroit. It's like if I were from Detroit, I'd have that tattoo somewhere.
Right. Yeah. There's nothing.
Not original.
No, you're not. That's okay.
Actually, I have one of the more original Chicago tattoos.
Yeah, because
Chicago Park District. Yeah, my dad can help with that.
Yeah.
So it's not my number 5. I have that on my list though. I have that much higher than you.
Yeah. Okay.
My number 5 is the Pittsburgh Pirates.
That was my number 4.
Really?
Yeah.
I just like the black and yellow look, but they also have their second tier logo as like a pirate with a eye. You know what I mean? Because sometimes the nickname for the Pittsburgh Pirates is the Buccos. Buccaneers, like being a pirate. But yeah, the black and yellow, which also, as far as a city with colors, black and yellow ties in with Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They have 3 professional sports teams, and all of them wear a combination of black and yellow. I guess you could argue the Steelers or the Penguins might be black and gold, but Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, all have black and yellow.
Black and yellow.
Great tune.
Well, they're all called black and gold. The Steelers are black and gold.
Yeah, they're all black and gold then?
Yeah,
all right,
that's
so
what
they
they
all
call
have a
it,
combination of black and gold. Maybe I was saying black and yellow because
I think it's the only city that has multiple sports teams with it's only the same colors. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I said to start this, by the way.
What?
I said that.
You did say that.
You said the only city though?
Yeah, I said they're the only city.
Okay.
They have 3 sports teams and all are the same color.
You guys, you need to fed it out.
No, I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying I said that.
I think you guys need to figure it out.
You were probably double checking if it was called black and gold or black and yellow while I said that.
Can somebody just do a fake laugh?
So you used to live in Pittsburgh? Nice.
In Detroit.
Can we have a fake laugh to break this?
It's fine.
But no, I think the Pirates too, because it's also like it's very old school, but still feels like classic and new. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it definitely feels like, oh, this is from a very like established city. You know,
it's clean.
It's clean.
It's a good hat. I like it.
Yeah, it like the not to sound like whatever with this, but like the Detroit Tigers feels like a more urban version of the Pirates logo.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And also the D reminds me of the Stussy sign. I don't know. Remember the Stussy sign, the S that everybody would make?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that. It's just because the middle, the D, the slash and the D in the middle.
I wonder what that font is called. The Detroit Tigers D is in.
Probably the Detroit Tigers D.
Yeah, that's its own font. What's your number 4?
It was the Pirates.
Oh, nice. All right, cool. So we already talked about it.
Yeah,
I can go right to my number 4 then. My number 4, the Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh, fun.
So I really like that they snuck in a maple leaf in with the Blue Jay.
Okay.
A lot of people don't notice when you look at it, but it's a cool Blue Jay that's like looking this way. And it looks really good. They have 2 hats that I like a lot. One's just the plain blue hat with that logo, and the one that's blue, but then it's white over here and has that logo in the middle. And then they got the red maple leaf, which is, on the Canadian flag, the symbol of Canada, like just tied in right there. It's like small, like right to the thing. So if you're not really looking for it, you don't notice it.
Sweet colors too.
Yeah, I kind of like when people put a secret something in there.
Yeah.
That's why with the Brewers, it's, it's a baseball goal, but it's an MB.
Right.
And the Expos, the old Montreal Expos team also had like an EXP type of logo going.
Yeah. I almost had the Expos on here.
I couldn't, they're not a real team anymore. So
yeah.
There's rumors that they might resurrect them though.
Really?
Yeah.
If they're going to all have dead players playing?
Yeah.
They do that now?
Well, dude, it's 2025.
You seriously do that now?
No, by resurrect, I mean that they're going to bring back the team. Like Montreal's going to get a team again.
Oh. I am stupid.
Actually, fun fact. Also, so I was doing some thinking. Toronto has the Blue Jays and the Maple Leafs have the same colors, and then Seattle has 4 teams with the same color: the blue and lime green.
Oh, really?
The Kraken, the Sounders, the Seahawks, and then what the fuck is the other one? I just saw it. The Mariners.
I guess the
Mariners
is
are a little
close.
darker, but the other 3 are all the same blue and green.
Okay, that's cool. I just knew the Steelers were famous for it for a while.
Well, yeah. Well, the Seattle just got that hockey team 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's very
So,
new. The
yeah, it's
Kraken.
new.
How do you feel that Milwaukee's basketball team is also going by Cream City?
How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
Who else goes by Cream City?
No, just 'cause it's called Cream City.
Why is it called Cream City?
I'm not
Because
against
of the beer.
What?
Because the
the cream of a beer head. No, but I'm not against a lot of cities. You know why they're doing
Cream
this?
City sounds like oh girl, come over with me, I'll take you to Cream City.
Yeah, Cum City.
Yeah.
It does, it does
right.
sound like that. It does
Yeah.
sound very sexual.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of
Like
NBA teams.
Laura was up there once and she kept being like, what the fuck is this Cream City bullshit? And then I was like, that's why. And she's like, sounds like you guys are talking about cum.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you ran out of nicknames for a city.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you, this is the same weekend when she said that, did I ever tell you one time when I thought she was being insanely racist?
No.
Did you ever have that happen with somebody where like your girlfriend or somebody, your friend or whatever says something and you're like, the fuck do they mean by that shit? We just think they're being insanely racist, but then you just heard them wrong.
Yeah.
I was, we were in our car getting ready to leave or something, and I'm like trying to park. I'm not really paying attention to what's in front of me because I'm not driving yet. And I'm about ready to put in drive, and then she just goes, fucking bunch of fucking padooners over there. And then I look, and it's just this Indian family, and I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, bunch of fucking padooners? I've never heard that before. And then she goes, what? And I go, what? And she goes, they're all from Purdue. They all have Purdue shirts on. And I was like, oh, okay.
Purduers.
Yeah. I thought she was Purduers. And I was like, Jesus
It does
Christ.
sound like a racial epithet.
But am I more racist for thinking that she was racist? Because I didn't see that they were all wearing the same shirt. I just saw that they were all the same color. Who's more racist in that moment?
You.
Well, yeah,
You
she
so?
wasn't racist at all.
Wasn't
You were-
racist
yeah.
at all.
But I think the fact that she says a bunch of fucking Purduers. I think like it was, you know what I mean? Like,
No, you're trying to push this off to her now. It was definitely you.
I think my girlfriend's a racist piece of shit.
No, I think you hear people in the worst way possible. We talked about that in this podcast before. He's done that with me a million times. Remember? I'll say like, I think I gave an example where I'm like, oh, it was a hell of a cost. And you're like, the Holocaust?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
But you never mishear me in a way that makes me cooler or happier or nicer.
Yeah, because none of those things are true. Classic.
Yeah, good.
I did have a girlfriend once, and please don't knock that over. Who I think this is a while ago, and we were sorry. Excuse me if I've said this story before, but we were talking on the phone, and she was like, "I just saw Semi-Pro." Speaking of last week, I just saw Semi-Pro, and then I was like, "Oh, was it good? Like, was it funny? Was it good?" And I think she just heard me go like, "Oh, was it a good movie? Not was it funny?" And her response was, "I mean, it's no Schindler's List." And then I was like, "Oh," and then we hung up, and I'm like, "Does she think Schindler's List is funny?" And then for like a whole weekend, I was like, "My girlfriend thinks Schindler's List is like a funny movie. Like, is it a funny movie?"
It's not, but I thought it would have been funny if she did that on purpose.
No.
Like, that's like just a joke she was making.
That would be great.
That would be great,
No, but she
yeah.
said it so like honestly. I was just
Honestly,
like,
yeah.
I didn't even hit me. I was like, "Oh yeah," and then I hung up and like, the fuck. This is like, she's like my favorite comedy movies: Billy Madison, Young Frankenstein, Schindler's List. It's just like, what is wrong with you?
All side splitters.
We're all side splitters.
My
What's
sister still calls Chinese people Chinamen.
Jesus,
That's wrong.
That's
You should
wrong.
Really,
We don't know where she got. She's also, well, she's 14. I haven't seen her heard in a long time. Last I heard her say was she was 11.
Oh, it's
Oh,
kind of
really?
cute for an 11-year-old.
Well, I don't
I
understand
guess.
where you're getting that from at 11. Like, it's not like she's in 1960.
She probably heard a reference
Dude.
to it or something. Maybe she was watching The Big Lebowski.
That's a good point.
There's a reference. They said that word in there a couple times.
Yeah, there's no
Did you
way
ever-
she'd watch that.
Did
though.
you ever? Okay, so you ever hear your grandmother not ever say anything racist, and then now she's at the age where she's kind of saying things that are racist?
Oh yeah, like she was being careful around you, and now she's
No,
like,
I don't
"You're
think.
old
I don't
enough."
think it was. I think she's just like, she's getting a little senile. I think just like words that were okay back in the day are coming out now. Like she was expressing that she likes to eat Brazilian nuts, and she wasn't saying Brazilian nuts, which is a very famous racist term for those. I'm not even gonna say it out loud. I'm not even
I
gonna
don't
refer to
know
it. Okay,
what the hell
then
you're
you need
talking
to
about.
Google that, but
I'll Google it later.
You
but
need
I'm
to be
not
on a
gonna
safe.
fucking-
What do you mean,
You
my
should be on a
algorithm?
safe search when you Google that.
Okay,
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'll go to the library.
Yeah. Go to the library. Yeah. Go next to the homeless guy jerking off.
Yeah, that's what everyone thinks libraries are, huh? All right, next one, number 3. You're number 3.
Oh, my number 3, kind of in the same vein as yours, just because they're bird themed. Cincinnati Reds.
What?
I don't know why I like it. It just makes me. It makes me
The
happy.
sea?
Well, but it looks like a bird's eye.
It's not a bird.
Isn't there a bird there?
No, it's
No.
just it's literally just a sea.
Oh, it says sea Reds though. I like that. No, I do like that. Yeah. For
It's
some
red
reason.
with a white sea. It's clean. It's nice.
Yeah. I meant birds because it's a Cincinnati Red, not because it's a blue. Because it has the same as Blue Jay.
It's insane.
I don't know why I like it. It's you know why? For some reason, it makes me feel that it's youthful and it's for the kids, and that makes me happy.
What Reds logo are you talking about?
Are you talking about?
Are you thinking about the St. Louis Cardinals?
Are you talking about?
I am. Look, I think I'm thinking of the Cardinals. I am.
Yeah, the red is just literally the Bears sea, but white.
Yeah, it's the Chicago Bears sea. They
Yeah.
got one where it's like a baseball guy wearing a Reds uniform.
Yeah, I like that guy.
No, I'm thinking.
guy's
No,
fun.
I am thinking of the Reds because it reminds me of the Cubs a little bit.
It reminds me of the Cubs a little
This
bit.
is that
just
one.
the sea.
No, the C with the Reds in the
with
middle of
Reds
it.
in the middle of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
See with the Reds in the middle.
That's and I just like that the C's over it. I like it. I think it's good because in the C looks like a bird's eye.
The sea looks like a bird's eye. That's what you were saying. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I thought you thought the Reds was like a bird.
No, I don't like the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals I think is drawn the best out of all of them, other than Miami. But like, I just like this. I just like it. I think because it reminds me of the Cubs a little bit. That's why. Because I really do like the Cubs logo.
This one I'm looking at, I can't do anymore because it's not their logo. But the old Florida. This is an honorable mention. The old Florida Marlins logo with the F and the Marlin wrapped
pretty
around
sweet.
it.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, my number.
By the way, I don't need to get fucking shit on for my opinion, you dickheads.
No, we just
Like,
thought
it's
you were confused.
No, I'm
'Cause
always
you kept saying a
confused.
bird, and you're talking about the Cincinnati Reds. It had nothing to do with
No,
birds.
I think
so
your
I was
opinion's
thrown
shit.
off.
Cincinnati Reds aren't the Reds. That's the Reds is a bird.
My home
No.
my home
What
base
is it?
right now.
It's the color red. Cincinnati Reds. They wore red shirts, so
That
they're
was
called
like
the
a-
Reds.
It's for the
They're
Red
one of the
Sox.
oldest teams in Major League Baseball history.
Okay, I got that part wrong,
It was
but I
for the
still
Red
like it.
Sox, but they already had the Red Sox.
So yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know the Cubs were originally called the White Stockings.
Oh God.
Yeah, and then the White Sox changed it to Sox because they couldn't fit stockings on the uniforms. They were SOX, White
Oh, that's-
Sox.
What a coincidence. That's
Because the
that's
Cubs
way
stopped
cooler.
being called the White Sox. The Cubs switched, or the White Stockings. The Cubs switched to the Colts.
Oh.
And then the reason the Cubs became Cubs was because they had a really, really young team. And one of the sports writers said instead of Colts, they looked like Cubs. And that just kind of stuck.
Oh.
Not because of the Bears. This is before
The
the
Bears got their name off the Cubs.
Yeah, that makes
Because the
sense.
Bears played at Wrigley Field starting in 1921.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, "Are you going to be the Chicago Football Cubs?" And George House, the owner, said, "Cubs. We're football players. We're real men. We'll
Yeah.
be Bears."
Yeah.
And so that's how they got the name Chicago Bears.
I just had a thought.
facts.
I just had a thought where I was just like, "What are you, a fucking tour guide?" And I'm like, "You are a tour guide." This is why, because like, it really stays in there, bud.
It does, my man.
Yeah.
All right, my number 3.
Again, I do not appreciate getting shit. I don't appreciate getting
We
shit
said
on
we're
at all.
sorry, but we were confused
I
by
hurt
you
my
calling it a
feelings.
bird, man.
Hey guys,
That
guys,
logo
you know what?
sucks.
You know what? It's all forgiven. Okay.
I got my number 3 being the LA Dodgers. Now,
That's pretty sweet.
I lived in LA for a few years, loved going to Dodger games, do not like the Dodgers as a team. They outspend everybody. They also have had a great farm system since Jackie Robinson. It is a fun ballpark, though. There are some great Dodgers fans, a lot of good history there. I like the uniforms overall, the white with the simple Dodgers cursive font across the chest, but that classic LA, the way it crosses, the L goes into the A perfectly. It's a top 5 logo for me, and it's my number 3.
It's a top 5 for me until people started doing the LA with their hands and pictures, and then I was like, "Fuck that Dodgers 100%."
Nelly did it in a music video.
Yeah.
It's like LA.
Yeah, and now everyone's doing it, but it is pretty cool. What's cool with that or the Yankee shit?
Well, we'll get to that perhaps.
Oh yeah, I didn't do Yankees. I thought it's just funny. I was like, I didn't do Yankees because I was just like, dude, everybody fucking loves that dumbass thing. And then I'm like, you're literally wearing the hat right now because we didn't decide to do this until after I chose this hat. I went to chose the hat. Anyways, my number two. Seattle Mariners.
Which specific logo? Because they got a few. Was
The
it
one,
S?
the Griffey years.
Oh, where it's like.
And this is one of those. This is why I asked that question. This is
real naughty.
This is because I was obsessed with the kid, King Griffey,
dude, sweetest
and the
swing in baseball
colors.
history.
Dude, the colors are fucking sweet.
They do, man. I wish baseball had more fun with their colors. This one group of logos I'm looking at is trying to diversify, but there is just too much red.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Cardinals, the Reds, the Red Sox, the Diamondbacks are wearing red, basically. The Phillies wear red. The Angels wear red. It's, the Astros were like a burnt orange, I guess. But like there is just a lot of red. I think I said Red Sox, right? And there's only one green, the Oakland A's.
Yeah.
Crazy.
There's a little green in the Seattle.
That's true. Seattle's got teal.
Teal.
And old Marlins had like a teal as well. But no, that Mariners, you're right. Especially when you associate a great logo with a great player, that definitely sells it.
Is that still a thing anymore?
Yeah, I think it is, which is why I kind of have my number one, what I do. And it's going to surprise you.
Who's right as of right now in sports, and we could do basketball, football, or baseball. What is the player that is most associated with the team still?
It's weird with baseball because it's like retired players are still more known. Baseball
I mean,
does
that
such a
are
bad
currently
job.
playing. That are currently
currently playing. I think if you're thinking baseball, you think like Aaron Judge, Yankee logo.
Okay.
Shohei Ohtani is the biggest star in the game, but he just joined the Dodgers last year. He was an
Okay.
Angel before that, but the Angels were just such an afterthought because West Coast baseball starts 2 hours later in the country and blah blah blah.
You can't think Jordan without the Bulls, right?
No, you can't.
You can't. You
Right.
can't think.
Before it was Jeter
Just
Yankees.
to say that, yeah.
You know what I
just to say
mean?
that.
You could have said like Aaron Rodgers Packers, but like or Peyton Manning Colts.
Yeah.
Right? There's certain like LeBron's tough because
For me, it's Favre and Packers, but I guess that's just the era I grew up.
Era.
Brady Patriots.
Brady
Yeah,
Patriots,
Brady
is a
Patriots.
big one.
Right.
You know, you got
Sidney Crosby Penguins.
Steel.
I mean,
Penguins.
I
for
mean, right
sure.
now it's got to be. God damn it! Why am I forgetting this? The quarterback for the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, Mahomes Chiefs.
Mahomes
right
is
now.
Mahomes
That's
Chiefs,
probably
right?
the two most synonymous right now
right
as
now.
far as that goes.
Right,
I
right.
would agree. Hell yeah. All right.
Well, also maybe Stephen Curry Warriors.
Yeah,
Oh,
Steph Curry
yeah.
Warriors.
Yeah.
That's a good call. Giannis Bucks.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know.
that's a good one.
I would have said Luca Mavs, but now there's
Which I would say like there was no other Bucks that there's
See,
no other
players-
players that
yeah, players bounce around.
Blue Edwards.
Vin Baker. Players bounce
Fucking love
around.
Vin Baker.
How can you not?
Yeah.
Players bounce around so much in the NBA.
I know.
Major League Baseball does a poor job of pushing their stars. So it's tough to say with Major League Baseball. I think football has that more like because when you got the franchise tag in that sport, you can really keep one guy on the same team for a long time, especially a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think like Barry Sanders.
Detroit Lions.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
All right,
See-
so I just said my number 3 being the Dodgers, so you're on your number 2.
I said my number 2 the Giants.
Oh, San Francisco Giants.
I must have put one up on by accident. Because we were real screwed up because we both had Pirates.
That's right. We did.
So I'm at my number 1.
All right, number 1.
I think I just accidentally just said it, by the way.
was it?
It's the Giants.
Oh, nice. Mariners was your number 2.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Mariners number 2. I'm sorry. I was looking at my number 1. Giants is my favorite one. I think because I love the movie The Fan so much, and then basically Wesley Snipes played Barry Bonds in that for the Giants, and I just I love San Francisco so much, and I think I was in San Francisco the first time when the Giants were kind of like Barry Bonds was kind of big, so like that just that logo was everywhere. I like the colors a lot. I think it's just like fucking badass.
There is something about the orange.
Yeah,
with the
something about
black
the
and
orange,
white.
right?
Yeah, it's good. It is good.
That's why I kind of like the old Tigers when that was orange.
Because I have the Tigers in my number 2. We kind of talked about the Detroit D already, so we don't need to get into that. But there was one version of the D logo that had an orange outline
Yeah,
against the navy blue hat, and that did look really fucking cool.
it looked really cool.
Yeah. My number 1
Yankees.
is on your head. I'm going Yankees.
Yeah.
I think because when you think Major League Baseball, obviously I'm a dire Cubs fan, so I took the Cubs out of the running for this, but that classic Yankee hat that's been worn by Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig and Joe DiMaggio and Mickey Mantle and Yogi Berra, and the list goes on and
Right.
on.
Rudy
And,
Giuliani.
Rudy Giuliani, of course, right? You've got All the, New Yorkers, and that there's something about baseball, New York, that rivalry with the Red Sox, the pinstripes. It is a classic look. And then even in modern times now with, Jeter before that and A-Rod and, Mariano Rivera and now with Aaron Judge. It's just a staple. There's there's certain team logos where it's like the Dallas Cowboys in football, the Lakers in basketball. I mean, these are teams you hate, but they look good.
Yeah, I think to me, the Yankees is almost like a clothing brand. You know what I mean? Like it's a logo for a brand. Because I think it's the one logo that no matter whose fan you really truly are, you still will buy a Yankees hat. Yeah. Right? Unless you live in Boston, obviously. But it just, yeah.
Well, I lived in LA for a little bit, right? And I want to live, I don't know if it'll ever happen. I have a fantasy of living 1 year in New York at some point. It'll probably be when I'm old and retired. But that way I could have a shelf where I have a Cubs hat in the middle and up a little higher. Yeah. And then a Dodger hat and a Yankee hat. And I can say to people, I lived in the 3 biggest cities in this country. Yeah. And there really are 3 of the coolest hats and logos right there. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, I mean, that Yankee one, let's just say your top 5 again real quick for the listeners.
Mine's wrap up. Well, let's build the top 5 because I'm kind of interested about this one.
I don't want to build a top 5. We're already an hour and 5 minutes in, so sorry, I don't.
It would take a quick time.
It would take 10 minutes, and you know it. All right, sorry. Let's build a top 5.
Yeah. I think it's going to be quicker than you think because I think you're right. I think the Yankees should be. First off, my top 5, Detroit Tigers, Pirates, Mariners, Giants, Reds. Not Cardinals, the Reds.
The Reds.
Right.
Was that your 5? Was that in your order?
No, but that's my top 5.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Well, here's my top 5 in order. I have the Pirates, Blue Jays, Dodgers, Detroit Tigers, New York Yankees.
Okay. So I think no matter what, Yankees have to be number 1 for sure. I think Detroit might be 2, right?
Yeah.
And I think the Dodgers are 3.
I agree.
For sure, right?
Uh-huh.
So would you put Giants as 4? We both had Tigers. We already said that. We both had Pirates.
I'll give you Giants at 4, but I think I'm going to fight for Blue Jays at 5 over
for
Pirates.
Blue Jays, really?
Do you look at the logo
but Pirates is too close to Tigers, to me. So I would almost get rid of. I'd almost get rid of the Pirates. So I might agree with you. And you know what? And honestly, too, Blue Jays bring a little color.
It does, blue. And again, man, look at that. It's 2 shades of blue, and that's a different logo right there. But the fact that they sneak in the maple leaf right there.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the little subliminal bam.
Okay.
We're Canada's team.
See, I thought it'd be quick.
Pretty cool. It was quick. You're right.
Uh-huh.
You were determined to make it quick too.
I was.
Sorry, we didn't talk about before the podcast, so I thought we were just doing 5 and 5.
Yeah.
My 5s.
Yeah.
I like to call them.
My 5s. Yeah.
I want to make a list though.
Yeah.
Together. All right. Austin, you get what you needed there, my man?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Is that us ending?
It's me staring at Austin looking for support.
Yeah, you did good. Good job.
Thanks, dude. I love
Good
you,
job.
man. Yeah, dude. Do you got anything you want to plug?
No.
I will be at in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Memorial Day weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday shows at Dr. Grin's Comedy Club.
Oh, yeah.
In Grand Rapids, Michigan. So if you're in that area, please come out to the show. I don't have the link up yet, but if you go to drgrinscomedyclub.com, I believe is the website, you'll be able to find them there. I'll get the link up very soon. So thank you on that. Thank you for the listeners. Thanks to everyone who subscribes to everything, follows everything. Jonah and I have been having a lot of fun with this podcast. And so stay tuned. More in the works. We're both there at the
same time.
There we go.
Got it.
Austin? Yeah. That was a good one too.